Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Kevin Jones and this is the Beginning Hunter video series here on YouTube. My goal with this program is to educate and inform you on everything that you will need to know about becoming a new hunter. We are at our antelope camp for archery antelope. This is Miko. Say hi, Miko.
Hi.
There she is right there. My brother Josh is back there. We just pulled in yesterday. We got camp set up last night. We are just kind of getting stuff ready. We got all the ground blinds in the back of the truck. The season actually opens tomorrow, so it is now Friday morning. Season opens Saturday morning. So we just had a little bit of an admin day for yesterday when we got in, as well as today. Kind of give you an idea of what we're looking like as far as camp's concerned. So we got the Cabela's Lacnac, some chairs and whatnot. So we're just getting ready. All right, so we just parked and we came back to an area that we've seen antelope at 2 years ago when we hunted here. And yeah, we've been driving around for maybe 15 minutes, if that. And we look out, and sure enough, there's 25 antelope, probably like 10, 15 different bucks in there. Pretty cool. So it's the same group that was over in this neck of the woods. There's a lot of water in this area. So we just used onX Maps, found kind of a line that these antelope tend to go to. There's not much public land, or excuse me, there's not much private land over here. But as with most hunting, they'll tend to congregate on the private land. So we're kind of like butted right up to a border, like 100 or so yards back from the border to the private land. So I just went back to the truck. I got my trail camera, and we just set up our first ground blind. So we're kind of brushing it in right now and getting everything kind of set up. Give us a rundown of what we just did.
All right, well, we drove out to the sweet spot and we set up our blind in the trees, and you know, them boys did a really good job of cutting off some limbs and camouflaging the front of it pretty well. We got it all opened up and airing out. Chairs are in there, and saw about 15 or 20 antelope running up into the trees over here. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I feel good. Feeling good. Feeling good.
All right, good morning, good morning. It is the opening day for archery season. It is currently 3:18 a.m. So there's that. We got a long time, I guess, until, well, not really a long time. We got some time until it gets light. We wanted to make sure we were up, dressed, in the truck. We had about a 30-minute drive to where we're going to hunt. But we also want to be in our ground blinds a good 20 minutes before it actually starts getting light. So we want to be in our ground blinds by 4:20. So we're on track. We'll be out of here pretty soon. It is probably like 7:30 maybe. I haven't seen a deer, haven't seen a coyote, haven't seen an antelope, just nothing. We just kind of hanging out and drinking some coffee I just made. It's pretty nice, beautiful morning, not too cold. My toes are a little cold, but you know, whatever. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out. Total time, I guess with this hunt, I'm really like to keep track of how long I sit in these ground blinds and how long we're like actively hunting. I'm always curious. Anyways, so that was 5 hours in the ground blind. So 5 hours total for the hunt. We didn't see anything. So we're just gonna go check out another spot that we hunted a couple years ago that we know there were antelope, but the hard part is getting to them. You have to like literally open field stalk these antelope with super limited terrain, so it's not ideal, but that's also why they hang out there. So heading back to the truck. Got all the stuff. Got the bow. Look at this creek though. I mean, this is why they hang out. I mean, there's this nice lush green creek. There's a lot of these running around here. So the hard part's trying to be in position to shoot one when they're here. So I guess that's the whole point. It seems like every hunt I ever go on at some point turns into a coyote hunt. So we just heard a bunch of coyotes just yipping and yapping back here. And we haven't seen anything. And let's see, today I sat in the ground blind for 5, 6, probably like 7 or 8, 7 hours. 7 hours, and we've literally actively been hunting since 5 this morning with a break at from 3 to 4. So, but no, we're just getting after it, man. We're just gonna go chase some coyotes. Morning 2. It is currently about 5:15, and we went to bed at, what time did we go to bed last night? We went to bed at like 11, and then we woke up at like 4:30. So we're all kind of moving a little bit slow this morning. Old King of the Woods, my brother, made some tasty coffees.
Yeah, good morning, man.
Yeah, good morning, all. Yeah, so now we're just switching vehicles today, and we're gonna go check out another spot. Checking out a new area we found on Onyx, and I mean, as you can see, these fields are completely, they're just huge. There's so much to look at. So typically what we'll do is we'll just keep leapfrogging to all these different fields. We'll stop right when we get into them. We'll glass them. We'll pull forward. We'll stop. We'll glass them back. I mean, we're just not seeing anything. No coyotes, no deer, no antelope. So, I mean, we're just out here. We spent the entire morning. We just did like a 37-mile loop into new areas that we've never been to before. And then we just got back to the place that we've hunted before, like 2 years ago. And we're like, they're in the middle of this field. We had a couple waypoints on Onyx that they were here. And sure enough, we literally are just kind of putting along. And I look over and there's 5 antelope, 3 of which are bucks. And they're in the exact, 100 yards away from where we had them 2 years ago. So we're going to go further down this road and then hike in and just kind of post up. Temperatures aren't bad. It's like 9 o'clock, so that's what the plan is. Day 3. It's like midday. It's probably about noon or so. Now, today, we are glassing all the way around the big reservoir. So, we haven't seen any antelope today. We've seen probably about 10 the whole time. But one of the things we wanted to check out was there's a guy who was sharing some legitimate knowledge, and we've verified it. He said a lot of the antelope, what they'll do is they'll come off this big hillside, and they'll bed up here in the trees. And then when they get hot, they'll come down, they'll come right to the water. So we're on the east side of the reservoir and kind of tucked in the trees. But I don't want to get too far in the trees because then you get into the sun. And so, anyways, so I'm just kind of posting up and doing a 360 all the way around this entire reservoir, and it's pretty big. But even then, I haven't found any antelope. So this is the evening hunt, day 3. We saw 8 antelope this afternoon over on the opposite side of the reservoir. So we went and drove around to where we thought that they were, but when you're I guess I didn't even think about this, is that when you look at maps, especially stuff like Onyx or Google Maps, reservoir levels vary by year. So what we were looking at on the map wasn't reflective to what we were actually seeing. So we got all turned around and never ended up finding those antelope. So that was pretty frustrating. But we are back out here doing the evening hunt. Hopefully gonna see something.